Video I just want to discuss with you on an important topic called circular economy, and currently it is being discussed like a global going circular. And this aquaculture practice currently we are adopting in a conventional type is called a linear approach, wherein fish production takes place with multiple inputs and the produce we get along with the waste. Whereas when we talk about the circular economy, the approach will be a life cycle approach. It means like the intention is mainly to reduce the waste in the process of aquaculture production or in the processing production. At any point of the value chain, we want to reduce the waste as much as possible. So in this process, the output of aquaculture production become input for another value chain. So there is a multiple possibilities of improving the production so that the waste produced in aquaculture or in the processing or any point of value chain can be considerably reduced. And coming to the examples, how we can do it in aquaculture, there are already some practices being adapted in many countries. For example, integrated multi-trophic aquaculture system, wherein we know seaweed farming along with other molluscan farms and cage culture farm is undertaken. So the enormous quantum of nitrogenous waste loading in the system can be drastically reduced in such culture system. So that is a kind of waste recycling. Similarly, in aquaponics, there is a mechanism wherein the fish waste produced in the fish production system can be reduced by using the same water or the sludge or the accumulated material into agricultural plots. So similarly, the sludge of aquaculture can be used for fertilizer preparation. Similarly, the sludge also can be used for culture of soldier fly production. And there are a number of produce can be made from the waste of fish processing plants. For example, the crustacean waste can be used for biodegradable plastic material production or the packing material production. And the fish waste, particularly the skin or the scales, can be converted into, and you can prepare gelatin biofuel, and the number of ways by which the waste can be recycled. So coming to the how this can be implemented in our country, there are different methods. The first one is regularization. So as such, in many countries like Europe, Australia and all, this regularization is in practice, and they are trying to implement this circular economy in aquaculture and fishing aspect as well. Similarly, in India also, by implementing certain regulation and policy, and we should be able to implement such a regulation. And then research institute should take up research works on these areas. That is another aspect, so that we will be able to generate data, and this could be useful for the government or the policy makers to implement this circular economy in every aspect of aquaculture or other aspects of fishery. And similarly, for certification procedures can be implemented. Similarly, for example, for aquaculture of any species, the circulation, this certification can help to implement this circular economy, so that the waste production can be reduced considerably, so that the economy improves, the revenue improves, the production increases. So this will help the farming community in a larger perspective. And at last, as we all know about all these aspects, but what we need to do is the life cycle approach which we are discussing in the circular economy has to be assessed by the help of life cycle analysis. So this life cycle analysis includes greenhouse gas emission or the carbon emission or global warming. All these factors need to be assessed, estimated, data produced, and they should be implemented effectively in aquaculture or fishing process, and we should be able to channelize the waste production in all these parts of this value chain into production aspects, so that the production increases, the economy or the revenue increases, and thereby the stress by virtue of all these footprints, carbon footprint and global warming, etc., can be drastically reduced so that aquaculture can be taken up effectively and successfully in the country. Thank you.